Hey everyone, this is Ben and Ellie here with a uh, video on Spotify Wrapped. For those of you that have been paying attention to my social media posts lately, this is actually the first year I've had Spotify and have been listening to music regularly. So, I was very excited to finally be able to take part in Spotify Wrapped, but also some of the results I got were kind of funny, kind of unexpected, and I thought that posting just the picture out of context wouldn't really be doing them justice. So that's why I'm recording this here. Now, the first song that they played in the Spotify Wrapped presentation. I know that all of the songs are like picked randomly from my liked songs or my library or whatever. I do not remember this particular song at all.
The one they picked, the one you know by.
So that's a fun quirk. But then we get into my number one song for the year, which is Arrow of Time from the video game Cassette Beasts, and that is absolutely not a surprise to me whatsoever. I think that, well, that game has been an obsession of mine for a long time. I've already released one video about it. I will probably release more soon. There is going to be a big dedicated segment about it in an upcoming video of mine. And I'm even considering making a video specifically about the song Arrow of Time and how brilliant it is as a set piece for the final boss battle. So, yeah, that is certainly not a surprise. But then the rest of my top 5 breakdown, it also makes sense. Being Human from Steven Universe Future is on there, which that is one of my favorite songs in the series, but it's also a song I listen to a lot when I'm depressed. Then there is the song Nothing from the band I Strings, which was my mom's boyfriend's son's band 20 years ago. But that's also a song that I listen to when I'm depressed. It's been a year, guys. It's been rough out there. And then there's the song Florida off Taylor Swift's new album. That's definitely my favorite song on the album. It makes sense that that got a fair amount of play. And then finally we have Earthquake Water from Miranda and the Beat, which is one of my favorite, maybe my absolute favorite discovery of the past year listening to music. They're this like great female-led, like 70s inspired punk band. They're really good. So yeah. Then we get to the section about the podcasts, and literally every single one of these podcasts are related to College Humor or Dropout in some way, shape, or form. They're either current cast members, former cast members, and I mean, NADPOD is on there twice because you have the Patreon exclusives and you have the regular content. But the Patreon exclusives also include the ad-free episodes, so that's why they're number one. But the other NADPOD is still on there because for financial reasons, I had to unsubscribe from their Patreon. Yay. Okay, now we get on to the genres, which I've seen a lot of people post about how silly the genre category names are, and yeah, mine were not too different. The first one's fairly normal, though. It's nerdy fantasy soundtrack. That makes a lot of sense. I listen to a lot of video game soundtracks, a lot of cartoon soundtracks and anime soundtracks during that phase, that month of the year, so makes total sense. For April, I've seen a lot of people get this pink Pilates, pop, princess, whatever, Chaperone, Beyonce, Taylor Swift, like, yeah, basically my basic white girl phase. That makes sense. But then the last category is witchy rhythm games classic rock, which, what the hell does that mean, right? It's enough to make Ellie leave. And the examples it cites makes it even more confusing. Queen, Pat Benatar, and Fleetwood Mac? What? I mean, I'm sure that there were some like rhythm game soundtrack things that wormed their way into my liked songs or whatever during that time. But Fleetwood Mac is certainly not an example of that.
And I saw my reflection in the snow-covered hills till the landslide brought me down.
But that's, you know, this is the appetizer. We're getting to the best part. So I'm going to go a little bit out of order here and talk about numbers 2 through 5 on my top artists list first, because there's just a very funny juxtaposition with them and number 1. So 2 through 5, they're Devo, the Aquabats, Lemon Demon, and Adventure Time. Like, put all of those together, and you kind of get the vibe of, like, dorky, high energy, but, like, still, like, good music. They're still, like, well thought out songs that sound good. They're not just good for the meme shitpost energy of it all. But then my number 1 is Taylor Swift. And I even got a personalized message from her.
Well, hi. I just wanted to say thank you so much for being one of my top listeners on Spotify. That's so nice of you.
I don't consider myself a Swiftie. I couldn't tell you anything about her eras. I don't have a favorite album of hers. I couldn't tell you what team Travis Kelce plays for. And yet, I am in the top 12% of Taylor Swift fans because I saw the discourse online about the lyrics on her newest album, and I wanted to, you know, have an informed opinion and write a little review, and the album's like 4 hours long, and I had to listen to a couple songs like twice to really like get my thoughts out about it. And then there were a handful that I genuinely really appreciated, and then they became part of like my rotation, hence the Florida placement. But yeah, very bizarre thing. And also, like, keep in mind, my number 1 song was Arrow of Time from Cassette Beasts. And that was not the only song from Cassette Beasts that I listened to regularly. There were quite a few songs on that soundtrack that got a lot of play. And so it was very strange that Joel Bayless and Shelby Harvey, neither of them cracked the top 5, since those were the 2 people that worked on that song. And I did listen to some of Shelby Harvey's music outside of Cassette Beasts too. But Taylor took it for this year. I guess I'm a Swiftie. All right, that's really all that I have for this time. Support me on Patreon. Here are my current patrons' names on my hand right now. Yeah, I guess this is Beano Nintendo, Benjamin Brown, whatever you want to call me. Signing off.
You can go your own way.